Welcome back. A couple more weeks in deer season here in Ohio, but how are things looking? This afternoon we have Sarah Schott with the Ohio Division of Wildlife. Sarah, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah.
First of all, give me a civics lesson. The state of Ohio, where does the Division of Wildlife fit in all these different organizations?
Of course. So a lot of people have heard of ODNR, or the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, and that is our big umbrella agency. Underneath that, we have several different divisions. One of those is the Division of Wildlife, and we are focused on looking at the wildlife resources here in Ohio, specifically setting the hunting, the fishing, and the trapping rules and regulations, as well as enforcing those.
So walleye fishing, all that is under your jurisdiction?
All of that.
You know, there's an elephant in the room here. It would be that. Sarah comes walking in a little while ago, coming to the station to do this. And, where did this come from?
Yeah, so when we receive large deer antlers like this, these are unfortunately poached deer, so they're confiscated. But when we have sizable, interesting deer, we use them as educational or props opportunities to teach people about deer hunting and encourage people, do the right thing, follow the rules.
That's the real deal, huh?
Yeah, yep, everything is real.
Beautiful, beautiful antlers there. Okay, the deer population right now, is it as big as it ever has been? And that creates the need. Hunting is necessary to keep the deer population down. Otherwise, we'd be hitting all the roads. And how does that all play out?
Yeah, definitely. So hundreds of years ago, if you came to Ohio, you would see mountain lions, you would see wolves, you would see these large predators that we don't have anymore. Those predators were controlling the deer population. We also had elk, we had bison, we had other things too. But those predators aren't here anymore. So when I tell people, the main predator of this right here is a car. And then underneath that, it's a hunter. So we have coyotes here in Ohio, but deer are too big, especially a deer like this is too big for one coyote to take down. That's really a hard animal for them to predate on. So we have a lot of vehicle collisions, as a lot of people unfortunately know. But then our hunters do a really great job at managing that deer population as acting as the mountain lion or the wolf, so to speak. If we didn't have hunters, our deer population would just skyrocket out of control. And in specific areas, that can cause really bad problems for the flora and the fauna in that area. It can decimate threatened or endangered species. It can cause problems for other animal populations. So making sure that we have a healthy deer population is not only important for the deer themselves, but also the ecosystem as a whole.
I play golf at South Toledo, and I'm sure this happens at all the golf clubs in town. I mean, whether it's Highland Meadows, whatever, you'd be out playing golf on a hole and here come 3-4 deer just kind of sauntering across the fairway, give you a look and sup, one of those things.
They're judging how you're playing.
Well, there's not much positive to judge about that. So there are different kinds of deer hunting season, different kinds of ways for the sport. Explain that.
Yes. So deer season is a fall and winter activity. So the archery season is the longest one of those opportunities. It always comes in on the last Saturday in September, and then it goes until the first Sunday in February. So we are about a month left of deer season here in Ohio. And then throughout those months, we have different firearm opportunities. The last one of the year actually starts tomorrow. It's called our muzzleloader deer hunting season. And then it'll last 4 days. Yeah. So a muzzleloader is a type of firearm. It is a more primitive type of firearm. So if you think about what the pioneers, what the settlers used, this is more specific to what they would have used. It is something that is not capable of firing what we call modern day ammunition. So you would think of a bullet, all is encased in that one bullet, and it's loaded into the action of that firearm.
What does it shoot? Is it a ball?
It is either a rifle will shoot like a bullet, or you can use a shotgun to shoot a slug, so it's a single projectile. So when we're talking about muzzleloaders, they're also shooting that same single projectile, but just think about taking all of the components out of the bullet and putting them into the gun one piece at a time. So the hunter has to put the powder and put the bullet into the gun themselves, and it's loaded through the muzzle, which is where we get the term muzzle loader. So they load it through the end of the gun and push it down with a rod. Again, think revolutionary style type stuff.
What's the breakdown of regular shotgun versus is archery that popular, and how about muzzleloader?
Yeah, archery is actually one of the more growing ways to deer hunt in Ohio.
That's real sport there.
Yes, yeah, it's challenging. Yeah. Definitely, lots of practice involved. So a lot more people are leaning towards archery. Rifles are also very popular to hunt hunt deer in Ohio. And muzzleloader, I would say, is probably the least popular implement to use to pursue deer. But it is still something that a lot of people are looking forward to this weekend.
Oh, I do have some graphics here. I want to show you what's going on here. So here's the total deer harvest. It's been going up. So that mean more deer population to get, or there's just more people hunting?
It is a sign of our deer population growing, definitely, if you see that trend over time. It depends year to year. A lot of things can impact, like weather. If we have our deer gun season, which is a 7-day week, and the weather is really bad for all those 7 days, a lot of people don't want to go sit out in the rain and stuff. So there's a lot of things that factor into, but yes, this does show a growing deer population, and we are on track to beat last year's harvest numbers as well. Right now we're sitting at about 211,000 deer harvested. Last year we were at about 214,000.
Sarah, you're so much fun to talk to. I'm so glad we were able to talk today about deer hunting. Here's a look at the total revenue raised for the state of Ohio through the different licenses. So a lot of good things happening with there. So thank you so much for coming in today to talk about deer hunting.